are Biafra, nothing more, nothing less. You are welcome to land of rising sun. There is a land that is full of natural resources. We can divided us during colonization. No, no, we are generous and industrious. Naturally, education has been reloaded. Mentally, you can check out the world. Mama and Papa can go see the French feeling. Because anywhere you from, around the world. Come and see who we are. Because you are welcome. Welcome to Biafra. It's about no evil. Ever been a city. Anywhere you from, around the world, come and see who we are.
Chigozie, you're welcome. Chigozie, thank you so much. Like and share as you join. My sister Diana Gumbiade, thank you so much, Diana. I appreciate you, Diana. Thank you so much. Like and share as you join. Like and share in your platform. Any platform you belong, share. Like and share.
We are different. We believe in quality education. We can be partners. If you're ready for innovation, I can either.
Like and share as you join. You're welcome. Like and share as you join while we head into the program after our national anthem.
of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the BPOs, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isobo. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
welcome my fellow Biafrans. I appreciate everybody that have joined us today on this very broadcast. Any place you are connecting from, I appreciate you. I thank you so much for being able to join the broadcast today. I appreciate you, every one of you that have connected as you join. All of you are my strength. You are my source of energy. I am drawing my strength from every one of you that is paying attention all the time. You are my source of energy and my source of strength. And as long as you are always there for me, I will never stop. I will keep on passing the information, bringing out information. It doesn't matter what the enemy does. It doesn't matter the attack. No matter how tough it is, I will continue to preach this gospel until we get into Biafra. Even when we get into Biafra, we still have a lot of work to do, and we will continue to work for Biafra. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate everybody who have connected. The few people I could be able to see their name here. Amaka Mwamado. I thank you so much for joining, Amaka. I appreciate you. Friday Afuku. Thank you so much for joining, Friday. I appreciate you. Chigozie. And then thank you so much for joining, Chigozie. I appreciate you for joining. I appreciate you, Chigozie. Diana Agumbiade, my sister, I appreciate you so much for joining. Diana, wherever you are joining from, I appreciate you. Diana, thank you so much. You're always here. Norom Kelechi, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you so much for joining. I appreciate you for connecting. May Chukwu come and guard and protect you. Gozie, thank you so much for joining. Gozie, Chigozie, thank you so much for joining. Amugu, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Ada Zion, my beloved sister, Ada Zion, I appreciate you so much for joining. Ada Zion Williams, I appreciate you for joining. James, I appreciate you for joining. I appreciate everybody who have been able to connect. I thank you all for joining. My beloved sister, Ada Zion, I thank you so much for being there for me all the time. Everybody who has spent their time to join me in all my broadcasts, continue to inspire me and give me the strength to continue. I thank you so much. I appreciate you. As you are supporting me, you are equally supporting the struggle. You are playing your own role. Ator, Pat, I thank you so much for joining. Ator, Pat, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate everybody, those I mentioned their name, those I didn't mention their name, those who are watching and are not typing. I appreciate every one of you. I can see your presence. And please, as you join, kindly like the program. As you're joining, as you are sharing, you are liking at the same time. You have to share and like. Click like. There's a place you see thumb up. You go there, you thumb up to the video. That's a like. You click thumb up. When you click the thumb up, you are helping us also. You are making sure that the program reaches out to other people. You are alerting other people who are not alert, who doesn't know that we are now online. When you click like, you are equally alerting them, because you know on social media, the attack against those who are activists is very strong. More especially those of us who are in the struggle. Domi, thank you so much for joining. Domi, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining. Those of us who are Biafra activists, they are always operating our platform to make sure that our information doesn't go far. But the only way we can break through the algorithm is when you are liking and you're sharing. When you are liking the program and you're sharing, they have no choice than to promote our program. They will have no choice than to begin to send notification to people. But when you don't like and you don't share, the notification will not go. We'll be restricted to a certain level of expansion. But when you have, we'll go very, very far. Nkemjika, I appreciate you so much for joining. Nkemjika, may Chukwu God and protect you. Thank you so much for joining. Please try to like and share as you join. Share in all platforms, in your own Facebook group, share in any platform you belong in, all your WhatsApp group, any friend and family that you know, share to them so that they can be able to join us and continue to go forward. Thank you so much. Everyone who have joined, I say, may Chukwu continue to guide and protect every single one of you. We will continue this battle because we are winning. We are winning. There's no point, there's no need for anybody to look back. There's no need, there's no time for us to begin to think maybe it's working or it's not working. We're not looking back. We are not looking back, not a minute. We are not looking back, not a minute. As we are moving forward, we are marching into our victory. We are marching into our victory. As you can see today, while we are celebrating and exiting Nigeria into our victory, our enemies are in tears. That's what we have to talk about today. Our enemies are in tears. As we are exiting the Zoological Republic, as we are exiting that bondage, our enemies are in tears. They are in tears. But are we going to help them? How can we help them? We can't help them. There's no way we can help them. If they want to help themselves, all they have to do is to key in into the program, key in into the exit the Zoological Republic. That is the only way we can help them. You can see, as we are moving forward, exiting the Zoological Republic, exiting it with speed, we are increasing the speed on daily basis. Our enemies are in tears. They can't hold their tears anymore. They are crying openly. They are shouting openly. Those of them who have said over their dead body will Biafra come. Finally, they have realized that the Biafra they are talking about has come. They have realized that Biafra has come. Those of them who said over their dead body that will Master Simon Ekpa bring Biafra, finally they have realized that Biafra have come. Before I go further, I have to remind everybody who is here, in case of those who are just coming in, that you are in a platform autopiloted by Chukwu Okike himself. This platform where you are is an autopiloted platform in the hand of Chukwu Okike, autopiloted by Chukwu Okike under the spokesmanship of Master Simon Ekpa, the spokesperson of Biafra, and on the leadership of Master Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand, speaking the truth always, consistently. We don't come here to peddle lies. We don't come here to preach hate speech. We don't come here to attack anybody. We don't come here to preach propaganda. We don't come here to we set the record straight. We set the record straight to let our people know what is happening and to encourage each other. That is why we are here. As you are watching on the comment section, you are equally encouraging ourselves. Whatever message you put out there, people are watching and reading. Thousands of people are reading your messages. That is a word of encouragement. It's making the Biafrans to stand firm on whatever they are doing. That is what we do here. We are not here for any blackmail. There is no time for that. No time for blackmail, no time for propaganda, no time to respond to the enemies. We are focused on where we are going, alerting our people and letting them know where we are. That is why we're here. As you have joined this very broadcast this evening, I appreciate you and I thank you so much. We have to focus on where we are headed, Biafra. We have few days into Biafra. We are counting days. Our countdown continues. And as we are heading into the countdown, our enemies are in tears. They are in tears. Even when you are a Biafran, some of us are still having shaking mind. Some of us who are Biafrans, some of us who are full-fledged Biafrans, we are still having double mind. Some of them are scared. Oh, this is our countdown. Are you sure you're going to walk? This is our countdown. I tell you, fear not. Fear not. Exactly 118 days to go. Fear not. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry, for joining. I appreciate you. 118 days to go. Fear not. There's no need to fear. Eukarya, thank you for joining. Eukarya. Fear not. Some of us who are Biafrans, legitimate Biafrans, we are still having double mind. You see some people at the backyard, they are still asking, are you sure this thing is going to work? Are you sure this our mandate is going to work? What are we going to do if it doesn't work? Fear not. That mandate you saw, it wasn't just ordinary. That mandate you saw, it was Chukwu Okike Abiama that gave us that 118 days to go. It is Chukwu Okike Abiama himself that introduced it. And it has been a plan that has been coming from a very long. You didn't just wake up and begin to mention a number. It has been a planned thing down. Things have been planned down on how to achieve it. Chukwu Okike Abiama drew the map, handed the map over to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mentioned the date that we are in. But because some of us don't even have faith in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even when we claim that we know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he's our spirit leader, he's our spirit leader, so many of us don't have faith in him. So many of us don't believe what he says. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you for joining. So many of us do not believe what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says. Even though we preach him, we talk about him, we clap for him, we shout about him, praise him, we post his picture, we play his. So many of us do not believe him. They still have doubt. But I tell you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just another leader. He is a spiritual leader of the struggle. And whatever he does, he hears from Chukwu Okike Abiama. Every single thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does, he hears from Chukwu Okike Abiama. That is why he never starts any broadcast without prayer. Our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never commences any broadcast without prayer. And in that prayer, he will remind you and I, every time he reminds us that he does not believe in any other God except the living God. Chukwu Okike Abiama pụrụ ime ihe niile. He says it in every blessed broadcast. He will remind you that I do not worship idol. I believe in Chukwu Okike Abiama pụrụ ime ihe niile, the only living God, the supreme God, the God that made heaven and earth. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say it again and again. Before he comes out to pronounce a thing, he must have heard from Chukwu Okike Abiama. And Chukwu Okike Abiama doesn't hide anything from his children. His sincere and faithful children, he doesn't hide a thing from them. He cannot do a thing without revealing it to his own children. That was why he made the revelation of the coming of Biafra to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us in 2022, the zoo will be destroyed. What does that mean? After the zoo is being destroyed, 2023, Biafra is going to rise, the rising sun. The sun is going to rise again. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made that pronunciation, but many people didn't key in. Even people who were close to him, they felt, who claimed to be with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they never got that message. But Mazi Simon Ekpa keyed into that message. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw the light in Mazi Simon Ekpa, anointed him. When he anointed him, Mazi Simon Ekpa today is building on that foundation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not only building on it, from the onset, he told us, I know when Biafra will come. I will keep on reminding you. He said it, and people said, oh, how can he say he know it? He doesn't know it. He's just making people happy. He's just trying to deceive people. He said, I know when Biafra will come. They said, tell us the time. You don't know anything. You're just talking. But when the time was right for him to speak, because that is one thing I love Mazi Simon Ekpa for. One thing I love him for. You cannot force him to say a word when it is not time. You can't force him to pick a fight when it is not time. He does everything when Chukwu Okike Abiama permits him to do so. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot do anything without permission from Chukwu Okike Abiama. That was why even before we got to this stage, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu led us. When we got to this stage of marching, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu led us. Remember, we entered into this stage through prayer. We didn't just jump into this stage. Some of you have forgotten. Some of you have forgotten because you did not participate in that prayer. That is why you forgot. If you participated in that 150 days prayer, you will not be doubting anything you hear about Biafra today, including the autopiloted movement. You can't be doubting it. You cannot be hearing when you see that IPOB established by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is today autopiloted by Chukwu Okike Abiama. You won't have any doubt. But the reason why so many of us are having doubt is because we did not key in when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was telling us, let us pray. 150 days prayer for us to walk into Biafra, for us to march into Biafra. So many of us did not participate in that prayer. That was why we were very, very confused. Even after he's kidnapped and everything was happening, Samuel started building on that same foundation. We became confused because we were not paying attention. So many of us did not key in into that very message. Mazen Nandekano prepared you, and just like Christ told his disciple, follow me, continue praying here, let me go and come. Just keep on praying while I go and prepare for the last minute preparation. Christ told his disciple, stay with me here and pray in the wilderness. Continue praying while I go and talk to my Father for the last time before we walk. He goes into the main battle. Christ did the same preparation. But when Mazen Nandekano took us in 150 days prayer to prepare, just like some of the disciples of Christ, we are sleeping. Let me go and pray and come. Some of the disciples of Christ, I'm talking to those who are Christians. Do you know this story? The Christians know this story. The disciples slept off. They slept off, and that was why they could not be able to know what happened. That was why even Peter himself denied Christ, because he couldn't be able to prepare himself. Peter denied him. Even when he saw the miracle, he knows Christ very well. He denied Christ 3 good times, not only 1, 3 times. Because he did not key in into the prayer. Christ told him, pray while I go and come. They slept off. In the same vein, Mazen Nandekano told you and I, we should prepare before we march. That after the 150 days prayer, we are going to march. So many of us fell asleep. Many did not participate in that prayer. And every single one of them who did not participate in this prayer, they are the ones you see, they fell to the gutters, all of them. They fell to the gutters. The enemy came, used them to kidnap Mazen Nandekano. The enemy came, used them to kidnap Mazen Nandekano. Some of them who were not used, even after the kidnap, they were okay with it and they begin to key in and to carry themselves up. Because they did not prepare themselves. Even while Mazen Nandekano was taken away from us, Chukwu Okakabe permitted it. Why he was taken away? The people who were supposed to build on the foundation he has laid, because Mazen Nandekano completed every assignment. I can assure you, I can tell you that Mazen Nandekano completed every single thing that Chukwu Okakabe directed him to do. Mazen Nandekano completed his assignment. He didn't leave anything. In case you don't know, Mazen Nandekano completed his own assignment. It's left for you and I to do our part. It is left for you and I to do. If you don't know it now. Mazen Nandekano finished his assignment, everything. Every single thing you need to get into Biafra, Mazen Nandekano put it in place. Gave us direction what to do and how to do about it. All we have to do today is to begin to key in. All we have to do today is to follow that foundation and begin to walk in step by step into Biafra. But because so many of us are not paying attention, because so many of us did not key in. Yeah, welcome my beloved sister, Leader TV Show. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining. Daughter of God, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. So many of us did not pay attention. That is why you see a lot of confusions today. Why Mazen Nandekano was busy praying for you and I. Why he was with us. Mazen Nandekano was praying 7 good times every day for Biafra, for you and I. 7 times every day. So many of us couldn't even pray once in a week. You don't even pray once in a week for Mazen Nandekano. You don't pray for Biafra once in a week. During that 150 days prayer that was supposed to add with fact, so many of us did not participate, not even one day. And more especially those who surrounded Mazen Nandekano, majority of them, they felt that we are the boss. They never participated. And they slept off, just like the disciples of Christ slept off while he went to pray. And when the enemy came, every one of them fell. Every single one of them fell. When the enemy came, every single one of them who claimed to be the closest ally to Mazen Nandekano, they fell to the roadside. They gave him up. But of course, it was the plan of Chukwu Okakabe for him to have a rest. I call it a rest. I call it a rest permitted by Chukwu Okakabe. Just like Chukwu Okakabe did in the time of Job. He told Satan, you can tempt him, try him, but don't touch his soul. Because I strongly believe that Chukwu Okakabe have been boasting of Mazen Nandekano as a faithful son, a faithful child. He boasted. Chukwu Okakabe continued to boast of Mazen Nandekano because Mazen Nandekano is as white and whiter than white. I can assure you, I tell you, Mazen Nandekano, all this while, when you are hearing Mazen Nandekano, IPOB is white and whiter than white. It has always been Mazen Nandekano. When you hear IPOB is white and whiter than white, Then, while Mazen Nanikan, the only man who was white and white and white was Mazen Nanikan. And because he is very white, his whiteness covered every dark spot around him. Every dark spot around him was overshadowed with his whiteness. You see, when the light comes, the darkness can never comprehend the light. Because the light that was in Mazen Nanikan was so bright, very, very bright, that you cannot notice any dark spot around him. That was what happened. And Chukwu Abiyama saw that the time has come for us to march. And all those evil men must not march with us, unless we spend more years marching. Chukwu Abiyama gave Mazen Nanikan rest and brought another person to separate the chaff from the wheat. And that person was our spokesperson today, Mazen Simon Ekpa. Mazen Nanikan anointed him. Even at the critical time when Mazen Nanikan was in terrible time, he remembered his name and told him, go and talk to my people, go and broadcast. All hell break loose. They fought him. But because he's in the anointed one, because he has taken up that mantle, because that anointing is upon him, every single attack that came against him fell like on the rock. Every single attack they bring, they fell on the rock. The more you attack him, the more he begins to wax strong. Today, the state that we have gotten today is because of that grace upon him. That grace upon him. And look at where we are today. As we are marching into Biafra, and our enemy is in tears. Enemies are in tears. They can't even control their shame anymore. Go to social media, you see them crying openly. You see them crying and shouting openly. Look at them, you see trouble written all over them. Why the Biafran people, the blessed Biafran people, the IPOB, established by Mazen Nanikan, today autopiloted by Chukwu Abiyama himself, under the spokesperson of Mazen Simon Ekpa, and on the leadership of Mazen Nanikan, why we are smiling into victory, why we are walking into our exit into the promised land. In joy, they are troubled. They are worried. You ask yourself, why are they troubled? Somebody who claimed to be a Biafran, somebody who claimed to be looking for the same thing you are looking for, and all of a sudden, you told him, I have found what we have been looking for, and I'm going to bring it. Instead of him to rejoice that you have found what you are looking for, he is angry. He's angry. He's so terrified. Why are you going to say that you have found it? You told him, I'm going to give you that. This day, he is more angry. He's much more angry. He can't control himself. He's shouting on all angles. And today, everything has become much more clearer than it was yesterday. As we are marching to Biafra, the chaff have been separated from the wheat. You can no longer tell me that you don't know the right path to follow. You can no longer tell me you don't know who is standing on the truth. You can no longer tell me you don't know who is pretending. It has become much more clearer. And after we have entered, today we are in a finishing touch. Finishing touches. And remember, our spokesperson said we have entered Water Pro Max. That is where we are. Water Pro Max. So as we have entered and we are moving, they are crying and shouting on all angles. They are shouting and crying. Those of them who are lucky to repent, of course, this is the time for them to repent. After the broadcast that was made, after the broadcast that was made between the IPOB media and the Oduduwa media, after that broadcast, all hell break loose. After that broadcast between the IPOB media and the Oduduwa media, all hell broke loose. You know, Mazen Simon Ekpa has been telling them that I will send you away. I will sack you from IPOB. They thought it was a joke. He has been saying it. I am going to sack you from IPOB. Some of them said, you're not a member of IPOB. How can you sack them? But after that very joint broadcast, the media of IPOB and the media of Oduduwa, they now begin to get themselves that it has happened. Some of them who didn't know all this while that have been sacked, even the way they were sacked, some of them were thinking that maybe somehow, even while they were sacked, some of them were still thinking that maybe they can amend things, maybe they can fix themselves in one way or the other, maybe they can push something or one button or the other. They were still doing some other magic bringing people to repent their damaged image. They were bringing strange people from all corners, using all angles, bringing people from every angle to try to mend a damaged image. And the more they bring people to mend their image, the more the people they bring damage themselves and damage them more. It doesn't matter who you bring. The more they begin to look for people to mend their image, the more they damage it, the more. Biafrans are not stupid. The Biafran people are not stupid. We have come a long way. We have come a long way. We fought a war against the world for 3 good years. Our grandparents did that, and they survived it. And today, here are we. We read through the stories and how they went through it, and what went through. And anything we are saying today, any action we are taking today, is out of experience of our grandparents. So many of us lost family members in the Civil War. So many of us, you that is watching me here, so many of us from Biafra land. And when I'm talking about Biafra, I'm talking about the old southeastern region, the present south and the south with Lower Benue, the Biafra land. Every single family in Biafra land, you hardly find a family that did not lose a person in that Civil War. Be it a Ijo, be it Igbo, be it Efik, be it Edosari, be it Delta, whatever area you are, no matter your dialect, and you are in the old southeastern region, you must have lost 1 or 2 people in that war. And we learned a great lesson. And today we are smarter and brighter. We knew about all the sabotage that happened. We read about it. So many of them we are told as stories to us. And here are we today, marching into Biafra. After our Chukwu Okekebe have used Simon Ekpa to secure a landing space for the children of Chukwu Okekebe, all hell break loose. After they saw that very broadcast, though some of them who still didn't know, some of them who were still pretending, thinking they were going to mend their image, that somehow something going to, after that broadcast, they now realize that they have really been sacked from IPOB. They now realize that Mazi Simon Ekpa have sacked them from IPOB. You know, it wasn't clear all this while. It wasn't clear to them. But if they had sense, if they had some little sense, they should have known for a very long time that each time you see a broadcast, each time you see the zoo responding to what has been said about Biafra, they only respond to Mazi Simon Ekpa. Each time the zoo write about Biafra, they will write about Biafra, you will see the picture of our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu. Then you will see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the next person you will see is Mazi Simon Ekpa. That should have been sending a signal to them. But they refused to listen. BBC went further to interview Mazi Simon Ekpa. Punch was writing about Mazi Simon Ekpa. The zoo respond to what Simon Ekpa is saying. And yet, they continue to pretend that somehow, somewhere, that we are fixed somewhere. But after we have made open our alliance with our Oduduwa brothers, who has been doing marvelously well, our Oduduwa brothers have been doing, after that alliance, all hell break loose. All of them went in tears. Since then, up to now, go to their platform, they don't have any other agenda except talking about that very issue. And the more they talk about it, we give them that responsibility to continue to promote it. Let them continue to promote the alliance. The more they talk about it, the more they pronounce the alliance. And you have seen the spokesperson the spokesman to Sunday Igboho have come to say. The spokesman to Sunday Igboho have come to say on Twitter, made it very clear that if you don't like what they did, you should go to hell. That if you're not happy with that very alliance they held, they don't apologize to anybody. They have chosen whom to work to. After much examination, after much thinking, after much close look, they have now realized the person to work with. And the only person they found worthy of working with is Mazi Simon Ekpa. And they went into alliance with Mazi Simon Ekpa. And they made it open that they have no regret making that move. If you think it's a mistake, it is not a mistake. They responded. And now you see people who claim to be fighting for Biafra. Instead of you now rejoicing that finally, the long-awaited alliance has happened. The long-awaited alliance has happened. Finally, instead of you to be rejoicing, you are busy fighting and destroying the alliance. You are busy attacking the alliance. What were you doing all this while? What were you doing? For a very long time, you have been claiming that you know them. You have been claiming that you held the 1 million march with them, that you invited the Oduduwa people, you held the 1 million march with them, you did with them. All this while, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? Are you sleeping? That means you had no plan on this while until Mazi Simon Ekpa opened up and showed the world what he has been doing all this while. Creating an alliance between us and Oduduwa, creating peace, a handshake across the Niger. And we came together to speak in one voice. And then you became restless. You see them crying from pillar to pole. Crying to pillar. They will tell you they are doing something on the ground. But doing it is, I don't know why people are still listening to this. I don't know. I can't understand. Sometimes I begin to imagine. Is it because of the recharge card they are giving them? Is it because of the house rent or the what they will eat or whatever that somebody will still continue to listen to such people? For more than a year, they had no plan. For more than a year, they had no plan. They will tell you they are doing something on the ground. Just as Master Simon Ekpa said, we don't just do things on the ground. After doing work on the ground, we show you. And so many things have been shown to you. They'll be asking you what has Master Simon Ekpa done. This alliance of a thing is the greatest thing you must have to do before you move into Biafra. Alliance. Getting the consent of people around you. Why they say they were doing something on the ground without showing us anything? They have been there doing something on the ground. Master Simon Ekpa united all the armed group in Biafra land, all the legitimate armed group in Biafra land that are fighting for freedom. Master Simon Ekpa have successfully bring them under one umbrella, namely BNL and BNG. And there are some that we cannot mention their name for reasons. Every one of them are under one umbrella, and you see them speaking on one voice. Under leadership of Master Nnamdi Kanu. They will ask you, what has Simon Ekpa done? Simon Ekpa has been able to bring all the armed groups together, speaking in one voice today, marching into Biafra, undeterred, unbribable. That is an achievement. He did that on the ground, and he showed it to us, and we saw it. He didn't stop there. Just a few days ago, he has shown you what he has done, uniting us with our Oduduwa brother. The alliance that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kept in place, which you wanted to destroy. He went and cemented that alliance. And today he has shown it to the world that we are in one accord with our brothers in Oduduwa land. And our brothers in Oduduwa land came out and spoke boldly that even they themselves, that they will not enter 2023 with the zoo. That Oduduwa is going to come before 2023. While we are talking about it, they are even telling you that they will not wait until then. And you think it's a joke. At your own risk. After that alliance was reached, all hell broke loose. Go and check them. They become restless. They became restless. Every one of them running from pillar to pole, shouting and talking unnecessary things. If they had something to offer, what you would have done today is that those things you say you are doing on the ground, you bring one, just one. Anything you know you've been doing, just bring one meaningful thing you've been doing on the ground and show to the world. Nothing, if not propaganda. If not propaganda, that you use the lawyer to come and praise you as a media warrior, to call your name to on social media. You use the lawyer, the IPOB lawyer, to call your name on social media. Is that an achievement? That is not enough of an achievement. That is not, it's nothing. Calling your name, the lawyer calling your name doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any meaning to any Biafran. Because Biafrans are not dumb. Biafrans have been following the incidents, what have been happening since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. Every single step. You see, that is the beauty of the social media. That is the beauty of the social media. Every single statement you have been making since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped up to today, they are still on record. We can begin to play it back to you. Every of your action, every step you took, the way you fought against the sit at home, the way you fought against Biafra, the way you told the military to go and arrest anybody that sits at home, they are still on record. You were making that announcement on Biafra Radio, a hallowed platform where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu taught us to worship. You destroyed it. You defiled it. You defiled it. They are still on record. That is the beauty of the social media. You cannot hide anything. Every single thing you have done in the past, we package it and keep it for you. We can play it back. From the very moment Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kidnapped up to today, what have you been doing? That is the question. What have you been doing? And when you look back and see what they have been doing, you don't need any soothsayer to begin to tell you who is on the right path, who is consistent or not. And Mazen Nane can describe how you can know the IPOB that he established. Mazen Nane Kanu told us how to know the IPOB that he established, that is white and whiter than white. He told us how to know them. That is why today, Mazen Nane Kanu told that IPOB is indestructible. Because they wanted to destroy IPOB, Chukwuoka Biafra took charge of IPOB autopilotedly. That is why I tell you, when you hear autopilot, it is not organization. It's Chukwuoka Biafra in charge, filtering the IPOB by himself. That is what autopilot means. And we continue to give you that meaning every day so that to remind you, so that you don't think that you don't think that autopilot is where they bring a register, you write your name, and then you go and sleep, or you go and take oath. And that is not autopilot. Autopilot is handpicking people by himself, giving people assignment, and they are carrying their assignment out even without knowing. People are carrying out assignment to bring Biafra even without knowing. And once you have been picked, you have no choice. You can't do anything. Once Chukwuoka pick you, you have no choice. You cannot do anything. You have no choice than to obey and follow. Once Chukwuoka pick you up, you have no choice. You just follow. And that is it. That is what autopiloted IPOB is. That is why you see, even when Master Simon Ekpa made that revelation, that was how he brought the revelation. It was even these saboteurs that named the present IPOB autopilot. The original IPOB established by Mazen Nagan, it was even the saboteurs that began to pronounce that autopilot and gave it as a name. Mazen Simon Ekpa gave it as a prophecy that a time will come when people will be acting on their own for the benefit of Biafra, for Biafra to come. A positive reaction of people, which individually will be acting on their own to make sure that Biafra comes. That at that moment, when that moment comes, that those who are in control should pray that Chukwuoka should give them the wisdom to be able to control the situation, because it's a positive one. Instead of them keying into that revelation and working towards it, they fought it. And today, what are you seeing? Autopiloted IPOB established by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Indestructible. The more you try to destroy it, the more you expand. The more you try to destroy it, the more you expand. The more you fight it, the more it grows. Who are you to fight Chukwuoka Biafra project? A project by Chukwuoka Biafra, not by me, not by Simon Ekpa, not by anybody. Chukwuoka Biafra, a project he made by himself. After he took Mazen Nnamdi Kanu away for arrest, gave us a spokesperson, Mazen Simon Ekpa. He by himself began to appoint people. Begin to pick people from different. There are people that are supporting the struggle today that you can't imagine that these people will support the struggle. Today, the allies of Biafra, there are some that we mentioned to you, your ear will tingle. Some of the allies of Biafra, if it is being mentioned to you, you can't control you can't control yourself. World powers, people that matters in the world, that are today supporting Biafra. They ask you what has someone done. It is step by step. Step by step. Every unification and allies will be coming up on the air. Only few one that you are supposed to know that have been shown to you. All hell have broke loose. Then what are you going to do when you see countries begin to come and speak that on behalf of Biafra through the spokesman called Master Simon Ekpa? When you hear that from the world powers, what are you going to do? You hang yourself. I say prepare. Prepare yourself. Today, countries are in allies with Biafra. It is not business as usual. Countries are ready, and when the time comes, don't be too much in a haste. When the time comes, that is one thing I love my Simon Ekpa, as I said before. You can't force him to say things when it is not right time. It doesn't matter how agitated you are. It doesn't matter how troubled you are. You cannot force the spokesperson of Biafra to say what he doesn't have to say. When the time is ripe, you are going to hear it. When the time is ripe, he's just giving you a tip of the iceberg. A tip of the iceberg. That it is going to happen. Countries are already in line, waiting for us to take action, and you see them speak. So when you hear Master Simon Ekpa telling you counting days into Biafra, it is not a joke. Our allies are waiting for us to make the move, and you see them appear. You are going to hear with your own ears, and then you begin to realize that we have not been sleeping all this while. When you hear about underground work, it is not just using underground work to deceive people. When you say underground, you bring it and show the people what you have achieved on the ground. And you have seen a lot of achievement have been made all this while by our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to strengthen him. May Chukwu Okike continue to strengthen the Umada. May Chukwu Okike continue to strengthen all the media warriors. May Chukwu Okike continue to strengthen all the Biafrans that are autopiloted by Chukwu Okike himself. May he continue to strengthen all of us. Because we have won the battle. We are only counting days to walk into Biafra. While our enemies are busy crying and sharing tears, we are exiting the zoo. While they are busy lamenting, while they are busy chasing shadows, we are moving, even increasing the speed. The speed have increased, in case you don't know. Our spokesperson have given the new code. Water Pro Max. That is the new code. Water Pro Max. That is where we are today. And you are going to see more as the day goes by. We are in November. You know, he has been talking about November. Our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa, have been talking about November. Today, finally, we are in November. You are going to be seeing things coming out. You will see Water Pro Max with your own eyes. I say, this is not the time for blackmail or propaganda. We don't have any time. All the media warriors, we don't have time to be sharing propaganda videos and what. We don't. The enemy will confess by themselves. The enemies, they will confess with their mouth. So I know when they see Biafrans getting worried, there are so many Biafrans that are getting worried, sending different kinds of voicemail and all that. But I tell you, calm down. Calm down. Things are happening. All you have to know now is we are in a critical time. Pay attention and be sensitive to your environment. You must be security conscious. If you are in Biafra land, if you are here and your family, tell your family that they must be security conscious. They must be security conscious. The time that we are in is a time you must pay attention to every single thing that's happening around you. Everything you see. If you see something, say something. Do not be silent. Don't take anything for granted. And you as a person, if you know that thing that Chukwu Okike is telling you to do, don't wait for any permission. Don't wait for any recommendation. Please start doing it. Anything you know that Chukwu Okike is putting in your heart to do for the coming of Biafra, everyone. And you see, when you hear autopilot, that is why I try to explain this autopilot issue. Autopilot is people acting on their own to achieve Biafra. People acting on their own positively to effect the coming of Biafra. So that assignment is on everybody. Every single person that is watching me here, that is an assignment for you. That Chukwu Okike is ready. Even as you're watching me, as you're listening to me, there is something that is coming into your ear. Whatever it is, if it is on financial aspect, there is a blessing that Chukwu Okike has given you. He has told you, he's touching your heart to go and donate the ESN. Donate to ESN. Don't wait. Don't wait. Saturday is the fundraising. Go and make your donation. If don't wait before then, because before then you might forget it. As you finish this program, just go to the website, click the website, and make a donation to ESN. If you are one of those that Chukwu Okike is putting in mind, start praying for Biafra. Please add fasting to your prayer. Begin to pray. If it is dry, make dry fasting and start praying. Today, as we are sitting at home in Biafra land, today is a sit at home. If you are one of those who is promoting the peace at home and making sure that people sit at home, continue to encourage the sit at home. Sit at home with your family. Shut down your business on Mondays. You will never lack. You will never starve. As long as you are doing it with a clean heart towards the freedom of Biafra, towards the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, continue to do it. If you are the one that Chukwu Okike is putting in your heart to do outreach to be fellow Biafrans, start doing it now. I told you, Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing the finishing touches. We are in the finishing touches now, reminding you of things that you're supposed to do. Remember last time when he told you about your humanitarian attitude. Mazi Simon Ekpa advised us to activate our humanitarian attitude towards fellow Biafrans. And be ready to volunteer, be ready to offer, be ready to sacrifice. As a Biafran, be ready to make sacrifice. He went further to advise people on what to do. This is the time. Body have a role to play. Every single one of us have a role to play. And you must key in into that time. You must key in into that time that we are in. Master Simon Ekpa gave that advice. As we are in the finishing touches, he told us, activate that humanitarian attitude in you. When you hear that your brother got injured, run and save him. Onyaga na nwanne ya, onurube nwanne abana also. This is the time to activate it. This is the time to, if you are in a market, all the market leaders, whichever market you are as a market leader, form an organization, form a group, form a humanitarian group. You can call it anything you want to call it, give it anything you want to give. A humanitarian group to attend to needs of people, immediate need of people. When you hear of accident, you hear of any attack, you hear of it, you rush to that environment and save your people. That is what we're supposed to be organizing. Organize yourself in marketplaces, in groups, humanitarian groups. Begin to form humanitarian groups among you. That was how we survived the Civil War. On Ruben Nab, and also we are going into it now. Begin to prepare yourself. And also, stock up food for yourself. Stock up food. Be ready to share. Be ready to share with your neighbors. Be ready to share with your 118 days to go. We are finishing in the finishing line. In the finishing line, reminding you of things that you need to do. That is why it is important. As you are watching this video, share it to your family and friends, share it to people to hear and get themselves ready. If anybody is telling you that it's a child's place, it's not a child's place, it's not going to be easy. It is going to be tough. But at the end of it all, we shall overcome. It is going to be tough. But at the end of it all, because we are not taking on our words, because we are prepared, we will overcome all of it. It can never be like 1967. It can't be like the Civil War of 1967. Never, ever. It can never be like that. In this state that we are, it can never be like that. It is going to last few days that you expect. Whatever happens is going to be for few time. That is why you must prepare yourself. Prepare yourself on the way forward on how to overcome. We are going to march into Biafra. For those who don't want to be part of that freedom, for those who have sold themselves out, who doesn't want to be part of it, it is up to them. It is up to them. If you decided to take yourself out from the struggle, nobody's going to force you. I want to make you people understand that Biafra is a democratic nation that is coming. It has been a democratic nation, and we continue to be a democratic nation. It's a when you are hearing about democracy, remember, democracy itself started in Biafra land. Democracy itself started in Biafra. So we are not learning it. We were talking about democracy being a democratic nation. We are not learning it. Democracy itself started from Biafra land, Igbo land to be precise. From Igbo land to be precise. So democracy is in us, is in our hearts, is in our bodies, in our blood, is in our vein. So we cannot force anybody. We can't force anybody against their will. If you decide to take yourself away from the struggle, if you take yourself away from the struggle and begin to face a different direction, that is your business. It's your choice. It is your choice. If you say that you don't want to be free, that you want to remain a slave, it is your choice, and we can't force you. If somehow you are in the struggle and you felt that the fire is too much for you, you cannot be able to continue. It is your choice. We don't force you. Where you are going to go into coalition cause with all this, when you are standing as a hindrance. There are so many people who have come for the struggle. They felt that it was too hot for them and they went and slept. They went away quietly. When you feel like the heat is too much for you, quietly step aside. Step aside quietly. Nobody's going to trouble you. Nobody's going to force you. But for you to become a hindrance, an obstacle for those who want to achieve their freedom, that is where you are going to meet a head-on clash with Biafra. And it's not going to be easy. Because Chukwu Okakabiam, who sent us, have said, anybody that stands in the way of Biafra, we must crush that person. We are working according to the direction of Chukwu Okakabiam. Remember when he sent children of Israel to go and occupy, he would tell them, destroy everything you see in the land and take over. He would tell them, destroy every single thing you see and take over. They don't spare and they don't take anything. We are working according to the direction of Chukwu Okakabiam. He has told us to move, and we are moving fearlessly. We are walking and moving fearlessly into Biafra. The only thing you can do today is to key in and join the struggle. That is the best thing you can do for yourself. To begin to find your place. If you are lucky you have a place, fix yourself. And if you're already in, do not allow anybody to take away your seat. If you are already in the struggle, do not allow anybody to take your seat away. Count yourself lucky. Hold your seatbelt tight. The Biafran train is on speed and it's going to arrive safely in Biafra land in 118 days. The Biafran train is going to arrive in 180 days. It doesn't matter what anybody is saying. It doesn't matter the blackmail or propaganda or whatever you think. No man born of a woman can stop it. And that is the word of Mazen Nandekano, which he received from Chukwu Okabiama. So when we say it, we are not just saying it because we love to say it. It is because Chukwu Okabiama put that word into Mazen Nandekano and he spoke the word. And all Biafrans said, he said, Mazen Nandekano make the pronouncement, and all Biafrans in agreement, we said, he said, and Chukwu Okabiama signed it. That is why each time I repeat it, I don't fear, I don't shake. That no man born of a woman can stop the coming of Biafra. It doesn't matter. Even if all the Biafran people refuse to fight, Chukwu Okabiama can use an enemy. Chukwu Okabiama will use an enemy to activate Biafra, and you will see it come. That is how serious it is. Just the same way he raised stone. He said that he can raise stone to worship him if you refuse. The same way he's going to raise stones, people you don't know, to bring Biafra, and it will come. So it's not by your work or whatever. It is not. This is a mandate. Chukwu Okabiama said it. The last miracle. Mazen Nandekano explained it to us as the last miracle on the planet Earth. And today, that last miracle is about to unfold. All you have to do is to key in so that you're not left aside. What you have to do is to key in into that miracle. Make sure that your name is written in gold. Are you in it? What is your place in that miracle? What is the place? That's the question you're supposed to be asking today. The question you're supposed to be answering, where am I? Where am I? Have I placed my name among those who are going to make that thing work? Have I typed my own blessing from the struggle? What am I going to do to make sure that my name is written bold in the struggle? The time is now. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. Don't allow anybody to distract you. Do not allow any distraction for any man or any woman. The only thing that should matter to you today is walking into Biafra, safe and sound. Today we are doing the finishing touches. Every word we are saying today, the guidelines are being given, you must pay attention. If you are in Biafra land, please and please listen to Voice of Biafra, 97.5 FM. Very, very important. Listen to Voice of Biafra. Follow Master Simon Ekpa on his Twitter handle. Follow him on Twitter handle. He is sending out information every hour, every minute. Informations are coming. And this is how you can know where we are and how to stay safe within this period. Follow him on his daily broadcast. Follow all the autopiloted platforms. Every autopiloted platform that are giving updates on them, follow them and share their videos. Share the videos. Let it go viral. Information is power. Information is key. As long as we continue to reach out to our brothers and sisters, let me tell you, we are going to reduce the collateral damage to the minimum. That is our mission. To reduce the collateral damage to the minimum. We are going to be safe into Biafra. Remember the word of Mazen Nanikan. They will kill us. We will kill them. But at the end of the day, Biafra will definitely come. But the most important is that we must not allow ourselves to be killed out of our own carelessness. We must not hand over our life out of our own care. We have to do everything that needs to be done, humanly possible for us to do. We have to do it. Do your own part. Then allow Chukwu Okabiama to finish it up for you. In everything you are doing in this struggle, you must put Chukwu Okabiama first. In everything you are doing in the struggle, you must, it is a must that you must put Chukwu Okabiama first. If you don't, you are on your own. If you do not put Chukwu Okabiama first, it doesn't matter what you are doing. It doesn't matter where you say you hang your life. It doesn't matter the kind of things you are holding to protect you. Whatever you are doing for yourself and you do not put Chukwu Okabiama first, you are on your own and you can't make it. I will not guarantee you that you're going to make it. But when you put Chukwu Okabiama first, before any other thing you can think about, put him first and let him lead while you follow. Let me tell you, you are going to walk into Biafra majestically without anybody hindering you. You are going to march into Biafra unhindered. That is for sure. It is not time to fight against your brother. It is not time to fight against your sister. It is not time to blackmail your brother or blackmail your sister. Put your mind away from that. If they are blackmailing you, forget them. Let them be. Let them keep on destroying themselves. Don't engage in any blackmail. Do not engage in any propaganda. This is not the time for that. We are in a time of reality. We are living in the reality of Biafra today. Biafra is not a dream. It is a reality. And it has come. It has come. You see what is happening in Biafra land today? The zoo know where we are heading to. They are not taking us for a joke. In case you think they don't know what they don't take it for a joke. That is why they are fighting on different fronts. Even as you're watching this very video, so many of our brothers and sisters are falling. They are losing their lives. We are aware that they are still attacking us. And let me tell you something. The ESN are not sleeping. They are working round the clock. Some of you don't know what the ESN is up against. We are fighting different phases of war. We are fighting on different fronts. The ESN is fighting on different fronts. They are fighting the Nieti Allah. They are fighting the Fulani herdsmen with their weapons. They are fighting the Nigerian military. They are fighting the Boko Haram. They are fighting the ISWAP. They are fighting the saboteurs inside. They are fighting the politicians, the gangs that politicians have formed. They are fighting the criminal gang that the politicians have formed, the informant. So you can see many fronts that the ESN is fighting. And by the special grace of God, they are winning all. So that is why, if you are in Biafra land, there is a role you will play. The role you will play is to play your own part. Be careful. Do not move out when you don't need to move out. This is not the time to be walking out in late date in the night. This is not the time of celebration. This is not the time to call party. This is not the time to begin to call unnecessary party. This is not the time. This is not the time for party. It is not. There is time for everything. There is time for everything. A time for joy, a time for sorrow. A time for peace, a time for war. A time to sleep, a time to be awake. A time to talk, a time for action. Today, we are in a time of action. Today, we are in a time of war, not peace. It is not a time for merriment. It is not. And if you do not key in into the time that we are in, you are risking your own life. You are risking your own life. If you take our word for a joke, it's up to you. Every single video I'm making is going to stand as a witness that you were told, but you took it for a joke. Every single video I make will stand against you that you are told, but you ignored it. I thank Chukwu Okike who has made it possible that we get to this fact. That is why I tell you that when you hear autopilot, it is Chukwu Okike in charge. Today, Chukwu Okike is speaking through so many people, giving you information through so many angles for you to know what you need to know. Chukwu Okike is speaking, walking, leading us into Biafra. Even people you never believed that will fight for Biafra, they are out today. All you have to do is to open your eyes and watch closely and do your own part. Mazen Nanekano told us, if you know what you will do to bring Biafra, go ahead and do it. That word is deep. When Mazen Nanekano said, if you know what you will do to bring Biafra, go and do it. That was a permission. That was in line with the autopiloted plan of Chukwu Okike. Autopiloted plan of Chukwu Okike. That was what Mazen Nanekano was talking about then. But you never knew until today came. Today you see many people doing this on their own. And to the grace of Chukwu Okike, in unity, pursuing one thing, which is freedom. All the armed groups in Biafra land speaking on one voice. Today we are speaking with our Oduduwa brothers, and tomorrow you are going to hear more. Many other allies are coming. Countries are coming as allies to Biafran people. And we will be revealing them gradually. Our spokesperson will be releasing them. The ones that you need to know. Those that need to be kept aside, for security reasons, be kept aside. If you take Master Simon Ekpa words for joke, at your own risk, what you see, you take. The earlier you wake up and key in, the better for you. The earlier you wake up and key in into the situation that we are in now, write your name in gold. Write your name in gold. You will do it. I'm not going to do that for you. I am fighting for myself and my unborn children. I'm writing my own name through media. I'm making my own name, putting my own signature through media. What are you doing? You that is watching me, any place here, what are you doing? There are different ways. Not every one of us, both a child, old and young, men and women, we have a role to play. All you got to do is to listen to yourself. Listen to the voice of Chukwuka telling you what to do. Go and start doing it. If it is financial contribution, go and begin to do. No amount is small. Go and put your own contribution. Support ESN. Fundraising is coming on Saturday. In that fundraising, be there to write your name. Be there. It is Chukwuka who sees in secret and in open. He alone will elevate you. The contribution you make to ESN can save members of your family. The contributions you make to the struggle of Biafra can save members of your family from danger. Every contribution you make, it can save members of your family from danger. When you're hearing about tithe and offering, everything you give to the ESN is a tithe to Chukwuka. These are volunteer force. Some of them have families and children. They left their family, they left their children, and gave their life to protect the land for you and I, to make sure we have a land to return to. To make sure we have a land to return to. But what are you doing? The time that we are in, it is not a time for merriment. You must come out and write your name in gold. The ESN fundraising. Don't even wait until the fundraising. Go and see the flyer. When you see the flyer, there is a link. You pay through the website. There's a link. Just click the website and cross-check it very well. Make sure the website is the right one. You go through the website and make your donation. Secretly. When you give secretly, Chukwuka will bless you secretly. Every single contribution you make to the struggle can save members of your family from danger. It will go a long way. Chukwuka is keeping record. Don't expect me to see the record. Don't expect anybody to see and praise you. No. Whatever you are doing, do not expect praises from anybody. You are sowing a seed that Chukwuka is seeing. And because of the seed you are sowing, Chukwuka will protect everything around you. And the most important one is that there is no commitment you make to the struggle of Biafra is in vain. You get the reward here and over there. Every contribution you make to the struggle, you are going to get the reward here and over there. Every one of us must sit up. We must sit up and pay attention to the time that we are in. It is a critical time. If anybody tells you it's easy, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough, but it's not going to last for long. Already we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And remember, Mazen Nandekano said it even before now that we have crossed the Rubicon. You know when Mazen Nandekano made that statement, then compare it to now, then you will know the stage that we have reached the stage of no return. We are not going back and in. Instead, we are increasing. Even as our supporters are crying, as we are exiting, they are crying. That is the joyful thing. As we are exiting in joy, as we are marching in and increasing our speed, they are crying and complaining. Who cares? Who cares? Those of them who are going around attacking our Oduduwa brothers gave it to them. The spokesperson of Sunday Igboho gave it to them. He lashed them and gave them the blow. He told them, if you don't like what we did, you should go and hug transformer. You equally look for the nearest river and jump into it. He gave it to them. If you are not comfortable, if you are a Biafran and you're not comfortable with our alliance with the Oduduwa people, or you are the Oduduwa person, you are not comfortable with the alliance, you should go and look for the nearest river and jump into it. Because we can't help you. The alliance has come to stay. The alliance have come to stay. Those who are talking about structure, that was one of the greatest structure that Mazen Nandekano put in place. The unity of Oduduwa and Biafra to exit from the zoo. That was one of the greatest moves Mazen Nandekano made. Mazen Nandekano made that move up to the extent of forming a joint task force. Up to the extent of forming a joint task force with the Oduduwa people. But these people destroyed it. They destroyed everything. They destroyed it. And today, we have recovered it back. We have recovered it back and announced it to the world to hear. It is no longer something on the ground. To the world to hear that we are working together with our Oduduwa brothers. Even though on different directions, with different styles and different methods and techniques, but we are heading to one place and we will support each other any place necessary. We will. We will. That speaks volume. And I walk on LA. And I walk on LA. As he depend them, it is sweet us. Because he could depend them more. Those of you who are in pain crying, prepare for more tears. You're going to cry blood. Don't worry. There are some other things that will be revealed. Then you will know. You will go and hang yourself. When the time comes, it's stage by stage. Very soon you hear another alliance. So many things will be revealed gradually. Any time that his own time is matured, it will be released. I told my son whatever. It doesn't matter how, if you like, hit your head in transformer. If you like, use your blackmail. He doesn't say a word until when it is right for him to say it. When the time has come, he will say it and the whole world will hear. That is it. As he depend them, it is sweet us. As he depend them, it is sweet us. And we will continue to do what we're supposed to do. We will continue to fight. We will continue to show them pepper. We will continue to progress. We are counting days. And they are scared. Those of them who have chosen death, they don't want to die anymore. You chose by yourself. You chose by yourself. You say, if Master Simon Ekpa can bring Biafra, that you will die, you hang yourself. You kill yourself. We didn't contribute to it. We were on our own. You took your hand and you went and bought your casket for yourself. So how is that our business? You are not crying. You are not crying. You are crying. You don't want to die anymore. You chose that for yourself. You said instead of man Simon Ekpa to be the one responsible to bring Biafra, instead let Chukwu come and take away your life. And we said, Amen. Is it a bad thing that you prayed a prayer and we said, you said over your dead body will Biafra come. Any Biafra will come through the autopiloted group under the leadership of Man Simon Ekpa and the leadership of Master Nandekano. That instead it will happen that you will die. Instead that let your life go away. He said, you made the prayer for yourself. All we did was to answer amen to your prayer. So why are you worried? Why are you stressed? You are responsible for whatever happened to you. Your blood will be on your head. Because in 118 days, it will always, before then, today, we are already in a way forward. Our spokesperson have raised the bar. He said, Water Pro Max. Water Pro Max. That is where we are. We are now in Water Pro Max. You are going to say, ICDC, the show. You'll be seeing a lot of things. The Abaramont. November. The Abaramont. A lot of things are going to come out. A lot of things are going to happen. Those who never believed before will begin to believe. Those who were obedient will no longer be obedient. Those who doesn't have seat will begin to look for seat. Those who will hide themselves will begin to hide themselves. Those who will commit suicide will go and commit suicide. That is where we are. Are you going to stop the coming of Biafra? You can't stop it. You are not born. They never born you. They never born you. You want to stop the coming of Biafra? You want to stop the coming of Biafra? They never born you. You are not yet born. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every single one of you who have joined me on this broadcast today. Sharing the video. I appreciate you. Let me receive a call. See who is calling. Hello. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for calling. I can hear you. All right. Thank you for calling.
And I respect you a lot. I've been following you from a very long time.
Thank you.
Give you the strength and benefit your family and all their fans all over the world.
You say you too.
Thank you, Mark. I think later I will chat you quick because I have some wisdom to ask, but then I have to finish your program.
Okay, my brother. It's all right. It's okay.
I greet you. All their partners reading and say greeting you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. May Chukwu Okaba bless you too. Thank you so much. My greetings to all of them.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. So, my beloved Biafrans, we have come. And I tell you, every place you are, you have to be happy. Every place you are, you have to prepare. We are going home. No man born of a woman can stop us. No matter who he is. The only thing you can do for yourself today is to begin to prepare yourself into Biafra land. You're going to prepare yourself. We are going home. Let the enemy continue to cry. They are going to cry blood. Let them continue to cry. They haven't seen anything yet. Master Simon Ekpa is only giving them the tip of the iceberg and they are crying. Only alliance with our Oduduwa brothers announced, and you see all hell break loose. Propaganda from all corners. They begin to root videos that were made 100 years ago. They begin to root them out. They begin to accuse Professor Akintoye. They begin to accuse him that he's fighting against Mazen Nandekano. He's doing this, he's doing that. They begin to accuse him. They begin to bring videos backward that were talking about unnecessary issues. They were talking about why Akintoye was defending Oduduwa land. Is he going to defend Biafra? Of course he's going to defend Oduduwa land. He will defend Oduduwa land until when you come into alliance, then you begin to speak on one voice. They begin to they say Professor Akintoye is against Mazen Nandekano. He has never been against Mazen Nandekano. Never. He has never been against Mazen Nandekano. He is fighting for self-determination for his own people. Mazen Nandekano is fighting on his own direction. We are two different people pursuing the same thing. But you don't expect him to defend you when you are not in alliance with him. He can't defend you. He is focused on defending himself and his own people. And there's nothing wrong about that. But you see them begin to paint the things, begin to play some unnecessary videos that doesn't make sense. That doesn't really make sense. And I thank Chukwu Okaba for the response that the spokesperson of Sonny Igboho gave them. The spokesperson of Sonny Igboho said, if you don't like the alliance, go and jump to the nearest river, because the alliance have come to stay. And that has become another way for you to know those who have never wanted Biafra to come. People who are not keying in. It doesn't matter if they are Oduduwa people or they are Biafra people. Every single one of them that is against the freedom of their own people, they have all begun to show their faces. They are coming out from all corners. They are now coming out from all corners. And today, you can see, it is all clear. It is all clear. And my message goes to every indigenous person in that contraption called Nigeria. Every indigenous person. The time has come for you to think back home. Go to your region, any place you belong. If you are from the Middle Belt, begin to inquire what are the Middle Beltans doing to protect themselves. If you are from Oduduwa land, begin to key in into the movement. If you are from the north, begin to ask your Hausa brothers, what are you doing to protect yourself? So long you are an indigenous person, we are the ones that are endangered species. And the enemy is simple, the Fulani and the British conniving together, using the state machineries to oppress all the indigenous tribes. That is all they are doing. And the time of liberation have come, led by the Biafran people. All you have to do today is to ask your people what are they doing. If they are sleeping, wake them up. There is no more time. As for us, we are going, and our Oduduwa brothers are more than set to go. You saw it in that broadcast. In that joint meeting, you see, they are telling Oduduwa is telling you that they will not even get into 2023 as Nigeria. You see their own program, that they won't get into 2023 as Nigeria. But in our own side, even though we are working at counting days into our own, coming into the same thing, we will all arrive on the same date. And if you think it's a joke, think again. May Chukwu Okaba continue to guide and protect everybody who have participated in this very broadcast. I say, may Chukwu Okaba guide and protect you. Every hand that has shared the broadcast, May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you. If you are a Biafran or you are from Oduduwa land, any place you are and you participate in this program, I say may Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you. May Chukwu Okike Abiama protect our Oduduwa brothers, secure them, protect all the Biafrans, protect all the Middle Belters, all the genuine people asking for freedom on the zoo. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect them. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our brothers on the Igbo. Secure him, give him more wisdom, knowledge, and strength to continue to fight on. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our men on the ground. Secure them. Build a wall of fire around them. No weapon of the enemy will have power over them. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect Umuada. Secure our Umuada. Continue to inspire them. Give them more strength and wisdom to continue to pilot things until we get into Biafra. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect our Honorable Azuka. Honorable Azuka that is doing a great work, directing the Umuada, leading and making things happen. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect Honorable Azuka with his family. Secure them. Give her more wisdom, knowledge, and patience to continue to go on until we get into Biafra. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the dragon himself. Wherever you are, Chukwu Okike Abiama will guide and protect you, secure you, give you more wisdom, give you more mental toughness. No weapon of the enemy, both spiritual and physical, will have power over you. Already, you are standing on the rock. Already, you are standing on the rock, and nobody is going to shake you. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wherever he is. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to bear Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in his palm. Continue to hold our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in his palm. Secure him and keep him for us until the last minute. No weapon of the enemy will be upon him. No weapon of the enemy will attack him. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to secure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Continue to be with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Bear him in the palm. Continue to hold him in his own hands so that he will be able to carry us on to the promised land. May keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, give him long life, long living. He is going to raise the flag for us. It doesn't matter what the enemy does. It doesn't matter what the enemy says. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be there for us. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect everybody who have contributed to support this very program today. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you. My brother Chima, I appreciate you, Chima, for that super chat. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you so much. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you, secure you, wherever you brought that from. Chukwu Okike Abiama increase you, my brother Chima Irechukwu. Thank you so much. May God bless you too, prosper you and secure you. Prosper you more, increase it in double fold for you. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate everyone. I'm going to be going off. We are having a joint broadcast. Today we are having media joint broadcast. So if you are free, please try and join us on Autopilot joint media broadcast today. Try and join us. We're going to be there. Try and join us and support. Share the videos, share and join all the platforms. Continue to send out the information. And also try as much as possible to follow Mazi Simon Ekpa on his Twitter handle. Follow him on Twitter. Follow him on daily broadcast that he's making. Follow him on all that platforms that he belongs. Continue to follow. And once you get our videos, try and share. By the time you are sharing, you are equally doing a great job. You don't know what you are doing when you are sharing. Each time we are making a video and you share, each time we are broadcasting and sharing, you are equally encouraging us and making us to stand strong and continue to move on. I appreciate every one of you who have joined. I appreciate every one of you who has been able to join us today. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every one of you. We pray that every one of us will meet in Biafra land very soon. Thank you so much, and remember this. I will see you again tomorrow, same time, same time. If you have not subscribed, please kindly subscribe so that you can get notification each time I'm online. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. Subscribe so that you can get notification whenever I'm online, so you can join us. We'll continue. Tomorrow, I'm going to be online again, same time, 5 p.m. Biafra time. From 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., I'm always online. So I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much, and remember this. See you tomorrow.
pretend